first of all, I want to thank you, Wura, for putting up this bootcamp.
Thank you, Coach Wura. You are a blessing to us in this bootcamp and to your generation at large.
Coach, you are amazing. I love your teaching. I love how you are genuinely teaching us and you genuinely want us all to be successful and to start right.
Thank you, Coach Wura.
And thank you, Coach Wura, for investing in the next crop of fashion entrepreneurs.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
And so you're a fantastic teacher, being able to break down to the nitty-gritty in the simplest of ways that even a baby would understand and be able to implement.
I have never had so much thinking about my business. Like, my eyes are just opening every day to new things.
And I'm really grateful for this platform because it has made me to realize that in order to be successful, you have to build systems.
It has really been an eye-opening journey for me. I finally understood the power of having clear, standard operating procedures for my business.
I have never seen a more consistent person in my life. The kind of way you inspire us, even if we are ashamed to give excuses in the bootcamp. So for me, Wura is a real deal. Go and check her out.
Thank you so much, PFA.
I'm really proud to, call you my coach.
Thank you, Coach Wura.
God bless you.
Why your fashion business is bleeding money and the business fix you are ignoring. My name is Wura Olaobaka and I am called your profitable fashion coach because if your business is not making money, why are you even in business? There's this type of fashion entrepreneur. Let me tell you about this fashion entrepreneur. This fashion entrepreneur is always shocked at the end of the month. Yes. Always shocked at the end of the month. Why is this person shocked? Because the person had plenty orders that month. That month, money was just entering the business. Pakam, pakam, pakam. The person was screaming, I don't get a lot. God win. So orders came in, customer paid, work was delivered. But somehow, at the end of the month, you print bank statements. You see that the money that you were making is not what you are seeing there. And you're wondering, person thief my money? Did someone steal it? So no, the market wasn't bad. But what happened was that you were bleeding money quietly in your business. That's what happened. And that's what we're going to be exploring this evening. Because guess what? That fashion entrepreneur was me. So this is not a judgment table. It is an eye-opening table. It's a table that shows you errors that you may be making and tells you simple things that you can do to put you on a path to being better. So, let's go. What does it mean to bleed money? What does it mean to bleed money? Sales are coming in, but profit is not staying. That's simply what it means to bleed money. You are constantly selling, but somehow the bank account is not balancing. That's what it means to bleed money. A leak is a repeated, undefined decision that is costing you your money. Yes, a leak is a repeated, undefined, and undocumented decision that is costing you your money. So yes, most fashion businesses are not failing, mine inclusive. When I was always looking for my money, it wasn't failing. It wasn't that my fashion business was failing. I had customers, I was earning money, there was a lot of revenue, there was a lot of turnover, but I wasn't seeing it. So no, your fashion business is not failing, but it is most certainly leaking. So you may say, but I still sell. At least I'm still selling. So people are not even selling. Me, I'm selling. So at least my own is still better. I agree. It's better. But if you keep selling without retaining, you're not going to be able to grow your business. And at the end of the day, we did not start business to remain small. We didn't start a business to stay on the same level, where we were or where we are when that business started. We started a business so that we could grow the business. Because if you're not growing your business, then it calls, what you're doing into question. Like, how are you still standing in the same place after all this time? So let's look at some leaks that may be costing you your profits, because you cannot fix these leaks with prayer. No, God is not going to come down from heaven to fix the problems of your business. He has given you the grace, the wherewithal, the imagination, the intellect to fix it. So you see that work, you must do it too. You can't abdicate it to God. It's the work of your hands you will bless. So that work must be done by you. So you don't fix leaks with prayer alone. You don't fix leaks with motivation even. How do you fix leaks? You fix leaks with systems. It is systems that fix leaks. So let's explore 5 leaks. Just 5. 5 leaks that you may be having in your business that is making you bleed money. When I talk about bleeding money, I like to refer to it like you have a basket and you're just pouring water in the basket and it's just pouring out. So let's look at 5 leaks that are making you to bleed money and what you can actually do about them. I'll start with number 1. And number 1 for me is the most dangerous leak, because it was a leak that I was inside the trenches of that leak for a very long time. And I didn't even know. Because at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know. Until I actually went for a business growth accelerator program and I figured that was it. That was what was making me not grow. And what's that leak? Your budgeting system. You don't have a budgeting system. There's no budgeting system. So what happens? Money comes into your business, money goes out. You don't have any caps, you don't have any allocation, you don't have any rule. So you can have maybe 4 million coming to your business this month, and you say, okay, because you don't have a budget, that 4 million feels available. Like you can spend the 4 million. It's just like if even in your personal life or in your family, you don't have a budget. So in your house, you don't know, okay, you earn a salary, what goes to setting aside for rent, what goes to setting aside for the children's fees, what goes to feeding, what goes to investment, you don't have a certain percentage that you allocate across your income. So let's say you made 4 million naira this month. Then you now carry 2 million, you put it back inside inventory. You carry 1 million, you put in ads. You carry 500,000 random things here and there. Then the remaining 500, you're not even sure what happened. Maybe they told you data you bought, they told you this you bought, they told you, you don't even know what happened to it. So because you have no budgeting system that is drawn out of your antecedents, your data, you are just like any money that comes. So you're always in emergency mode. Any money that comes, this one will happen. But if you have a budgeting system that says, okay, out of 4 million, 10% is for rent, 10% goes to investments, 20% goes to restocking, 5% goes to this, another 10% goes to ad. What happens is that if you allocate your budget in percentages in that way, it's easy for you to scale it. Because if you now start making 10 million in the next month and you have 5% going to ads, it means you can increase your ads budget from 200,000 to 500,000 naira. But you are not spending more money, you're spending the exact percentage. So one reason why you might be having leaks is because your budget is not properly allocated. So you're spending the right money in the wrong places. Yes. If your business has no budget, every naira will feel available and your profit will disappear. Or every dollar or any currency you're earning will feel available and your profit will disappear. So I'm going to give a biblical example to buttress this further. Now, we all know the story of Joseph in Egypt. We know how he, became the prime minister, and he was the one who was charged with saving for the 7 years of famine. So when his money and his resources were abundant, he did not spend it anyhow. He knew what to put aside that would last for 7 years of famine, such that Egypt was not only sustained, but it was feeding the rest of the world. That's what happens when you have a budget. So supposing in the years of plenty, they were just eating it, the years of famine will come and they will have nothing. And that's why sometimes, your fashion business is because in your years of plenty, you were not investing, you were not planning for future growth. So you come to that season of maybe a plateau and you're trying to pivot, but then because you don't have anything put away, you don't have anything you can go back to use to pivot. So budgeting is not a lack of faith. Budgeting is foresight, and it's the singular most important thing that is bleeding your money. So what can you do to fix it? I'm going to give you a simple thing because this is a practical session. So I'm going to give you a simple thing to fix your budgeting. Now, today is the 12th of February. The month is maybe almost halfway through. You can either start this month or take all the data this month. So take all the data of how much you're spending and all that. And then by next month, you can sit down and prepare a budget sheet and say, okay, what percentage goes where? So before the month starts, before the month of March starts, you have decided what percentage is going where. Your profits must be decided before spending, not after. So you don't save your profits after spending. As a matter of fact, what we do at Wura is that we pull it out. We pull it out of there so that we know that money does not exist for expenditure. It goes into a mutual fund or into stocks or into whatever we are saving towards future growth for. So that when we need that money for future growth, we know where to go and find it. We know they find waiting never miss. So you must have that system of budgeting. All right. So leak 2. What is leak 2? Leak 2 is inventory mismanagement. And what do I mean by inventory mismanagement? You are overbuying, especially fabric, ready-to-wear fashion entrepreneurs. You just enter markets. You just say, this fabric is so fine. Then you buy 50 yards. Give me 100 yards. 150. You just buy. But then you did not look at what is my turnaround time? How many staff do I have? How am I producing this fabric? How quickly can this money turn around? Because for every time that money doesn't turn around, it's going to be sitting on your shelf. And as it's sitting on your shelf, it is making you not have money to attend to other needs of your business. So let's say of course, the only way that you can grow your business is that you're consistently having new leads coming in. But if you don't have a system that brings in new leads and captures them, whether through advertising or any other form of marketing, you don't have a budget for it because you've carried all that your money and you've put inside inventory. Your inventory is going to be over bloated, so you're going to have a lot of goods. But you did not keep money that you will use to sell those goods. So that inventory mismanagement is making you bleed money. So you are not keeping track of what you have left and then just restocking what you need per time. Or you are understocking and then you're running out of stock. Customer will ask you, do you have this? You say it's out of stock. That's money that has gone. Fiam. Do you have this? No, it's out of stock. Money has gone again. Fiam. Or you're not keeping records of what is going in, what is going out, and all that. In the PFA Ready to Wear Bootcamp, in the week that we have inventory week, that's next week in the bootcamp. Then bootcamp is either next week or week 4. Anyway, we have a week where we dedicate the whole week to understanding inventory. Now, if you do not know how much is sitting down on the shelves of your business, you will not understand where your money is going to. The easiest way to know where your money is to calculate how much is inside. You see that your shop, whether it's your fabric, your notion, your trims, everything, calculate it. That's where your money is. Go back and calculate it. So your money is not gone. It is actually sitting on your shelves. When inventory is not tracked, losses happen. Whether it is by carelessness, whether it is by theft, or even by waste. People know you have a design, you're supposed to use 4 yards of fabric, but because you're not tracking inventory, so let's say you bought 20 yards, you're supposed to use 4 yards per design. That means you're supposed to bring out 5 pieces. But somehow your production team member or tailor made a mistake. He carried the material, he hid it, he went to cut another one. Because you were not tracking inventory, you did not say, no, this thing is supposed to give me 5. Why is he giving me 4? So that you can hold that person accountable. So that money now, maybe that dress, if you had finished and sold it, you'd have sold it for maybe 80,000 or 100,000 naira. But then that money just disappears because you were not tracking waste. So sometimes it's waste that you're not tracking. Sometimes it's not only theft. You're not tracking waste, or you give a tailor a design, he starts sewing it, he encounters difficulty. Instead of him to come back to you to say, this is the problem of this design or whatever, they just hide it. These were things that used to happen to me. Then maybe one day people are not spring cleaning, you now see tons of designs, unfinished things that your tailors have left. But because you were not tracking your inventory tightly, you did not say, no, but this material was 50 yards. It was supposed to give me 10 pieces at 5 yards. I've only seen 8 pieces. None of the material is on the shelf. What happened to this other 10 yards? Where are the 2 pieces that are missing? And the truth of the matter is that if your team doesn't know that you have a system that can catch them like that, they do all these things. But the moment you systemize, 2 things happen. It's either they stay with you or they leave. And either way, you're fine. So, inventory you do not control will quietly kill your cash flow. And I say quietly because you will not even know that it is killing your cash flow. You will just notice that after a while, you are not seeing your money and you're wondering, what's happening? Where did my money go to? Yes, your money went to your inventory. Your inventory actually killed your cash flow. Your inventory killed your cash flow. So inventory that you do not control will quietly kill your cash flow. Now, let's think about when Jesus fed the 5,000. If you're Christian, if you're Muslim, whatever you are, I'm sure, in your holy book, you have that story of Jesus feeding the 5,000. The first thing he did was to ask, what do we have? And this is the question that a lot of fashion entrepreneurs don't sit down to ask. You don't say, what do we have, before you try to restock. You just restock. He said, what do we have? Because your inventory precedes multiplication. If you don't know what you have, you don't know how it will be multiplied. So, what's a simple fix for your inventory that is bleeding your money? I'm going to give you a simple fix. Create a simple register. Use any tool that you want. Manual, digital, whatever tool that you want. Create a simple register. Put what came in, what was used, what is remaining. If you are able to track your incoming, your outgoing in that simple manner, you're going to be able to know how much you exactly have sitting on your shelves per time. And that will inform the strategic decisions that you make. Now, let's look at leak number 3. Leak number 3, quality control failure. We all know the story. A customer orders something, they deliver it. The size is wrong. The length is wrong. One button is missing. They forgot to put the hook and eye. They forgot to turn the collar well. It's hanging like a dog's ear. True stories. All these things happen to me. Fashion business will humble you if you don't have systems. And no, you don't need a history of foolishness to do the right thing. That's what I tell my mentees in the PFA Ready to Wear Bootcamp. You don't have to suffer a plethora of mistakes to get it right. You can just find someone who has done the mistakes, keep that stress, and just get it right at once. So yes, you deliver something and something is off because quality control was not properly done. So what happens? You have to start troubleshooting. Whether it's that you are spending extra money on delivery that you have no business spending. Whether it's that you're issuing a customer refund and probably even losing that customer. Whether it's that the thing comes back, you repair it and you send it back, that's still money that has gone. And sometimes, even the amount of money you spend is going to erode your profits completely. So you did that whole cycle of work, but then you did not bring out 1 naira from it because there was quality control failure. So if you do not take care of your quality control, your systems will be bleeding you money, because you're going to pay twice, whether in labor, whether in logistics, and even in reputation, which is the biggest of all. Your customer will not come back. And of course, we know that it takes more to actually acquire customers than to retain them. Customer retention is the easier part, it's the cheaper part of your marketing. So if you now have systems that are already depleting your retention strategies, you're already on a losing end. So every repeated mistake is money leaving your pockets. For every time that a mistake happens, money is leaving your pocket. And I know it's easy to always play the ostrich and put the blame on somebody else. You will say, this my staff, they are very careless. These people, you will talk and talk and talk and talk, they will never hear you, you know. But guess what? Carelessness only repeats when systems are missing. If you have a documented way of doing things, people will not be careless, because before that thing goes out, they are looking at the checklist, they are doing check. And guess what? If they don't actually follow that checklist, that your documented way has a penalty for non-compliance. So you're not going to be making noise when someone's salary is getting missing, because by not doing that thing they were supposed to do, they have acquiesced to actually losing that money. And it's okay, everybody will be fine. So what happens is that money will not be coming out of your pocket. It will be coming out of their pockets. If it doesn't affect their pocket, it doesn't enter the head. So you document it, you systemize it, and then you put penalties for non-compliance so that you can ensure that those things are being complied with. I always give the example of when the artisans were building the tabernacle in the Old Testament. They worked with exact measurements. Even when God was telling Noah how to build the ark, he worked with exact dimensions, exact instruction on the wood, exact instruction on the dimensions, exact instruction on the animals that will go in, exact. If not, he may have done the ark and then it will sink because too many animals went in, or the wood was not heavy enough for it to float for so long and all that. So you must have a documented system. So what's a simple fix for your delivery that is going out and coming back? Have one final checklist before delivery. Don't make it anything cumbersome. It can be half page. It can be 5 lines. One final checklist before delivery. Size, finishing, button, measurements. Those 4 things. Size, finishing, fasteners. Let me not say buttons because you may have hook and eye, fasteners, any type of fasteners, a belt or something. Size, finishing, fasteners, measurements. Just put that. So size, they'll put check. Finishing, they'll put check. So if they have checked that and then it comes and it's not correct, you know where the problem came from. You know where the problem came from. So let's look at number 4. Number 4, that you're losing money. Founder bottleneck. Yes, you are the weapon and the principality fashion against your business. And we're creating an SOP vault for fashion entrepreneurs. And in that SOP vault, the first SOP there is the founder's exit SOP. Because many times, you founders are the reason why your SOPs are not working. You will not allow the SOP to work. You will constantly be inside there, and that's why you are bleeding money. You are constantly inside your SOP, scattering it. As a founder, you need to understand that your time is the most important resource in your business. Let me say that again. As a fashion founder, you need to understand that your time is the most expensive resource in your business. So if you are using it for the cheapest tasks, you are losing money. Because the truth of the matter is that when the founder is tired, errors will increase. And those errors will cost you money. So your presence in your fashion business should increase profit, not be required for it. Your presence should not be required for you to make profit. It should be there to increase profit. Your job is to make the strategic decisions, but you cannot make strategic decisions if you're down in the trenches. You cannot. When we look at the Old Testament, Moses nearly collapsed. He was trying to do everything. Jethro told him, this thing you are doing will wear you out. You will wear yourself out. This thing is too much for you. Delegation is not rebellion, it's wisdom. Yes. Delegation is not rebellion, it's wisdom. You need to understand the things that you must do as a founder and the things that you should let go of. Because if you are that principality fashioned against your business, that's why you're bleeding money. The time that you should be using to think and conceptualize of strategies to market, to sell well, strategies to do new collections and all that, you're using it to check whether they've put button. Or you're using it to check whether the measurement was correct. You're using it to pattern things that you can send to someone else and systemize. Your time, your brain is to make strategic decisions. It's not to be in the trenches. That's your job as a fashion founder. You should be making strategic decisions because your time is your most expensive resource. So, right, what should you do? What's a simple fix that you should do? Write down those things that only you must do. Only you must do. Write down the things that if I don't do it, this thing will spoil. Every other thing, systemize it and delegate. Every other thing. Take a list, write down what do I need to do in this business that if I don't do it, this business will spoil. Write it down as a fashion founder. Say founder tax, non-founder tax. So the founder's tax, you focus on it, and the non-founder's tax, you delegate. Things that have to do with vision, you focus on. Things that have to do with your mission, you focus on, but things that have to do with structure, systemize and delegate. So now, all these things I have shared, all of these leaks have one thing in common. Money is moving without rules. Yes. All these leaks that I have shared, they have one thing in common, whether it is that there's founder dependency, your inventory is crazy, you're not budgeting. All these leaks have one thing in common, and it is that money is moving without rules. There are no rules for how money is moving in your business, and that's why your money is bleeding. And rules are exactly what SOPs create. And what are SOPs? SOPs are simply written decisions that stop repeated loss. They are repeated and predictable way of doing things in your fashion business. So what do SOPs actually do? They cap spending, they protect inventory, they prevent repeated mistakes, they also remove founder dependency. So SOPs don't make your business rigid, they make your profit predictable. Yes, and for those who are asking me what SOPs is, SOPs means standard operating procedures. Standard operating procedures or standard of operations. So imagine where your business will be if you actually take everything I've said in this life and you implement it. If you finally document your budgeting, your inventory, your quality control, you will see that your profits are actually going to make better sense. So, what are we going to do today? What is the practical steps that we can take? I know that many times when we come on lives and we give all these things, it seems like, I know this, but how do I do it? I've had mentees in my bootcamp say, I now know how to create an SOP, but sometimes I don't know which SOPs to create, and I don't really know how to systemize this creation. I don't really know how to put penalties for the enforcement of these SOPs. And so I have taken time now and I am creating what I call the Fashionpreneurs SOP Vault. Now, this SOP Vault exists for one reason: to stop leaks. Yes, the PFA Fashionpreneur SOP Vault exists to stop leaks. This is not theory or motivation. It is helping you create operating systems that are done for you. Why do I say they are done for you? Because I am walking in your shoes. I'm a ready-to-wear founder. I am running an actual ready-to-wear business. Wura NG is alive, is active, it is running every day. So I know what you face. Whether you're transitioning, whether you're starting, whether you're scaling, I've been in every of those shoes. So I know exactly what I say when I am on this live. You don't scale chaos. You systemize it first. And one way you can systemize it is by grabbing our Fashionpreneur SOP Vault. That vault is going to be available for all of us to actually grab, and you actually want to send a message to get that sorted. The details are going to be dropped in the comment section. You can send a message to the number in the comment section and say vault, and then someone will reach out to you. To send you the details of how you can get that. So now I'm going to leave you with this question. Where is your business breathing right now? Where? Go back into your system and ask yourself, where is my business bleeding? Which part of my business is bleeding right now? Because at the end of the day, growth starts when the leakage stops. So stop leaking. All right. So we're going to call it a night here. I like to keep our daily fixes short and sweet. My name is Wura Ola-Obaka. I am the only one who is obsessively, compulsively concerned about your fashion business being profitable. Because at the end of the day, if your fashion business is not making money, why are you even in business? Have a good evening, fashion founders, fashion entrepreneurs, tailors, wherever you are on the spectrum. And if you've been on this live and you've learned something, let me see you in the comment section saying what you've learned. You want to send this live out to everybody who you know, and we're going to still be here tomorrow to share yet another interesting topic that affects us as fashion entrepreneurs. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good night, fashionpreneurs, and see you tomorrow.
First of all, I want to thank you, Wura, for putting up this bootcamp.
Thank you, Coach Wura. You are a blessing to us in this bootcamp and to your generation at large.
Coach, you are amazing. I love your teaching. I love how you are genuinely teaching us, and you genuinely want us all to be successful and to start right.
Thank you, Coach Wura.
And thank you, Coach Wura, for investing in the next crop of fashion entrepreneurs.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
And so you're a fantastic teacher, being able to break down to the nitty-gritty in the simplest of ways that even a baby would understand and be able to implement.
I have never had so much thinking about my business. Like, my eyes are just opening every day to new things.
And I'm really grateful for this platform, because it has made me to realize that in order to be successful, you have to build systems.
It has really been an eye-opening journey for me. I finally understood the power of having clear standard operating procedures for my business.
I have never seen a more consistent person in my life. The kind of way you inspire us, even we are ashamed to give excuses in the bootcamp. So for me, Wura is a real deal. Go and check her out.
Thank you so much, PFA.
I'm really proud to, call you my coach.
Thank you, Coach Wura.
God bless you.